Hello guys, welcome to Visordown. My name is Alex, and in front of me we have the Maeving RM1. It's a brand new electric motorcycle that's going to be in the UK. The first batch has already been out, but we've been riding effectively the second batch, and we've been riding around London today doing a bit of a tourist bonanza. It's been a fantastic day, but before I get too far into it, cut a few shots of me riding about and then we'll talk about the bike. So the Maeving RM1 is a brand new hand-built electric motorcycle, hand-built in Coventry in fact, to order. And basically the RM1 is the electric sort of cafe heritage option for those who want a little bit of the electric future with the stylish sort of flat tracker cafe racer style from the past. It's got the bobber seat, it's got some really nice suspension out there. It's very simplistic, and in terms of the style, for me, it's spot on. Price for this one depends on whether you go for 1 or 2 batteries. The 1 battery option is £4,990 or £4,995, one of the two. And 2 batteries is £5,990 or £95, one of the two. But either way, just under 5 grand, just under 6 grand. The batteries will give you 40 miles in theory per battery. So if you opt for 1 battery, you'll get around 40 miles. And if you go for 2 batteries, you get around 80 miles. They work in unison, so they don't deplete one and then the other. They both sort of deplete at the same time, in theory. We set off at around 90% roughly today, and I finished just over 50%, and we covered around, I believe, 15 to 20 miles in London. Of course, there's stop-start traffic, 20 miles an hour everywhere. But in terms of range, you can in theory get up to 80 miles, which is not too bad for an electric bike, and especially considering the price between 5 and 6 grand, that's really good going for something as stylish as this. Moving into the engine and how it feels on the road, this thing is so light. It's under 100 kilograms easily, and I'm not going to do it now because I'll probably hurt myself, but you can pick up the rear and move it around if you really want to. It's that light. The heaviest part of the bike is going to be in the batteries, so take the batteries out and it's probably not going to weigh much at all. The power is put through, of course, standard throttle with your brakes front and left, so it is very motorcycle, but it feels quite e-bike-ish in a way because it's so easy to ride, completely silent with the Bosch hub motor at the rear. And in terms of brake horsepower and newton meters of torque, it's nothing special. But if you're just going to be riding around in the city, you don't really care about power insofar as you care about how nimble and easy it is to ride. You can pull a Yui on this in literally no space at all. And going from my Kawasaki Versys long-termer, which is like a barge compared to this thing is really nimble and very happy to go in between traffic. When you're filtering to the frontal lights, it will do it easily. One thing I will mention that really makes this bike stand out, of course, other than the fact it's hand-built, is also the fact that this is going to be something that primarily you buy online, ship to your door, have the service or the first service at your door or at your garage, wherever you want to have it, and then you can ride away. Maeving were telling me that there will be pop-up shops and there'll be test ride opportunities out and about in the UK, but primarily they're going to be doing everything online, which to me sounds like the future. Brakes on this one, front and rear disc brakes, they are linked, so if you pull the rear brake on, 1 piston at the front is going to come on, and if you pull the front brake, just the front, 2 other pistons are going to come on. The front brake is a little bit soft in comparison, but that does stop you from grabbing a load of front and locking up the front. You can lock the rear on this, so it's quite funny if you're really pushing on and then you lock up the rear, it will skid a little bit, which is quite fun, but I don't encourage you to do it at all. Rider modes, you've got 1, 2 and 3. 1 is the full unrestricted to 45 miles per hour. 2 is going to be somewhere in between 20 and 30, I believe. And then 3 is going to be restricting you to 20, which is quite handy when there's a 20 miles per hour limit on the road, because you just flick it into 3 and just pin it and you're sorted. Then you can just press the button whilst you're still pinning the throttle and it will open up and accelerate up to 45. Now, Maeving said themselves that this is primarily aimed at those in cities and maybe just outside of villages and towns who aren't really going to be too fussed about going long distances or anywhere very quickly, because this will top out at 45. And I mean, we literally had no opportunity today to go further than say 35 miles per hour. So consider that when you are looking at this, because you will be able to go, say, arguably up to 80 miles with around 45-ish miles per hour. And yeah, it makes sense for that. This isn't going to be replacing the big the big petrol bikes, but this is going to be a sort of new, especially with the Super Socos and the other electric bikes that are going to be coming out. But this is going to be in that sort of 125 to 110cc bracket, and it makes a lot of sense for me. I had great fun riding it in London. I mean, looking at Big Ben, London Eye, Leicester Square, we were just looking at everything, and it was great because it's completely silent. You can chat to everyone around you. People were literally stopping and asking us at every single opportunity, is that electric? That's so nice. How much is it? What is it? And can't blame them. It's a beautiful bike. So a quick one as well on the batteries. They weigh around 12 kilograms. They're around 57.4 volts. And of course, the mileage is about 40 per. They cost around about, was it £900? We'll chuck it on screen. But per battery, you can buy one or two. If you go for one, this here turns into a storage compartment with a USB. You can put everything you want in there. So security, your phone, wallet, keys, whatever you want, you can put it in there and just ride around with one battery. Or of course, you can have two. And something that's really smart with these is that they just remove out, they look really smart themselves, and you can just drop them into a charge point. You don't have to like plug them in or anything like that. You literally just drop them in and the contact is there enough to charge them up. So that's very smart if you've got something to charge up at home. Just literally finish your ride, pull it out, charge it, don't even have to worry about it. You also get a carry sling, I believe. I've not seen it, but that sounds pretty interesting. You can just sling your battery over your shoulder and away you go into the office. Very smart. But in any case, this was a first impressions ride of the Maeving RM1. I wouldn't say it's the perfect motorcycle, but for what it is, it's really good. Really easy to ride, looks really, really nice. And you'll see this in cafes and just out and about in cities everywhere, I reckon. And for the price, it's pretty good going. It's hand built in Coventry in the UK, and supporting the UK industry in terms of motorcycles is a massive bonus in my book, and I'm sure yours as well. But in any case, thumbs up for the Maeving RM1. It'd be very interesting to see what these guys can do over the next year and beyond. In any case, thank you very much for watching Visordown. My name is Alex, and from London, ciao.